I'm loving this.
Oh, great. Now we're missing 3 people and a dog.
And your sister.
And my sister.
So, don't you think we should split up to cover more ground?
Well, I don't know, Sam. Can you handle being on your own for a bit? What if you come across some more rats?
Well, I won't be
Carrie.
opening doors full of rats, and I won't be reaching out for rusty barbed wire. I think safety can still be done while you're doing a search.
If you say so.
If we split up, then who should go with who?
Well, what I don't think Sam and you should go together. I think I should go with Veed, maybe, and then maybe.
I like this plan.
Yeah.
I like this plan. Let's do that.
And Sam goes with black powder.
Sure, I can go with him.
Okay.
But don't separate from each other.
Right.
No matter what, stay together.
Should we have a... never mind, it's fine.
Yeah, we don't need a plan.
Yeah, the biggest thing is not to split up too far, because while we can cover more ground, there is safety in numbers, so I get it.
Where are you going specifically? So as I said, the hallway does continue on in both directions. So
Which way you want to take, Tori?
I'll keep going further down the hall with Veed if you guys want to try some of the other rooms.
All right, sounds fair.
we'll I guess see you back to where we were first, where we first met.
Well,
Sure.
You're continuing going forward, and we check some of the doors. We'll just be behind you a little ways. Wherever you get to,
Okay.
stop there.
Sounds good. Let's do that.
Okay.
All right.
Good luck.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go with Sam and Black Powder. So Sam and Black Powder, you're going the opposite direction again, and you're just going to be passing by a whole bunch of doors, and you're going to hear more music box music. The music box music seems to be coming from a specific room on the left, up ahead.
Yeah, I'll go towards it.
Yeah.
Check to see if the door's unlocked or anything.
Okay. The door's unlocked. And you're going to open the door, and this is a medium-sized room that has a slightly off-putting smell, like the smell of feces, but not human feces, more like animal. Like, think if you were in a pet shop. If you're in a pet shop and you can smell like hamster, guinea pigs, things like that. And so, hanging all around this room are these gnarled-looking bird cages. Bird cages. None of the bird cages have any birds in them, but you can see traces of birds used to be living in all of them, because you can see like droppings and feathers and other random things at the bottom. And the music is actually coming from a relatively large bird cage, and there is a doll in there. The doll looks like that in the bird cage.
I'm gonna go in.
I'll go in as well. This definitely isn't what I anticipated from visiting Tori's world.
What were you anticipating?
I don't know, normal? I think...
Alright, Sam, since we got together, when has anything been normal?
Well, that's a very fair point, but this is just going a little beyond.
I'd agree, but I mean, not like we haven't dealt with bad things before. We'll make it through. It's alright.
I'm not worried about making it through. I think I'm just more worried about if this is Tori's normal. I mean, think of the psychological damage that can do to anybody. That's got to be a lot to take on. For instance, if this is what she has to deal with, if this is what we're here to help her overcome, how does this vary from yours?
Parts of it are similar, parts of it are different. The way things are done here is definitely different. The way people dress, talk, everyone's sudden change in the way they act. I feel like I'm forgetting things, which is very upsetting, but I have bad things in my world too. I've seen bad things. I've dealt with rats, I've dealt with magic in a bad sense before. There's death and dismemberment and keel hauling and hangings. I mean, normal's all in perspective, son.
True, but for Tori to find this guy and dog, and then her sister having to go through this house of horrors, maybe that's the balance for getting the mission done. I know we had to go through some stuff. Stars, we had to go through some odd stuff. Just starting to attempt to anticipate what do we have to do to get through all of our things. I mean, for your world, for instance, I mean, on a ship, obviously, we'll have to do some boating, swimming. I mean, okay, but this is a little beyond.
Maybe. But, again, like, if this kind of thing... Tori seems to know what she's doing. Right?
So far.
Frankie knew what he was doing. Star knew what he was doing. When we get to your world, I suspect you'll know what you're doing. None of us are gonna be comfortable in each other's worlds. We have to trust the people who are here, who know the place. It's a bit beyond for us, but for Tori, this seems like fairly common, at least common enough that she's not surprised.
Yeah, pretty unnerving, that's for sure.
I think you're just overthinking it, Sam. Trust me, you'll feel a lot better once you just kind of start going with the flow of things.
Okay, I'll definitely try. Birds, I don't understand what that has to do anything. You know, there are over 4,000 species of birds.
I know there's a lot. Tori saw something in the doll, right? We got another music box, we got another music, we got another doll. I think those mean something. That alone should say something, right? You're used to like putting those kind of hints together.
Oh, absolutely. You know, most of the time, any type of clue is going to lead you to the logical explanation for any type of opportunity to find truth.
All right.
Maybe we should get the doll.
That's what I was thinking. Would you like to get it? Or would you rather I do it?
Let me check it out first and just make sure that it's... I definitely want to look and see if the doll is, like... if there's anything I can gather from it, like clue-wise.
Sure.
Before touching it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. What do you want to roll for this?
I'll do a forensics.
Sure.
Okay, not great, but not bad.
I mean, the distinguishing features of the doll, as I said, is one of them's missing an eye. It's in a bird cage, so you can deduce that that has some significance to the doll itself. Other than that, you don't think that you'll be able to really get any information just by looking at it, other than that.
Okay, I'll go ahead and reach in and grab it carefully.
You'll carefully reach in and grab it, and then there's this vision that you suddenly have. And what you see, Frankie, everything is still black and white to you, but there is this large flock of black birds, pitch black birds, and they're all crowding around something. And based on how they're moving, you realize the birds themselves are not moving. Something underneath them is moving. And it looks like they've completely swarmed and covered something. And then you'll suddenly see a hand reach out and trying to trying to shoo the birds away. But the more that they do, the more birds come and replace whatever birds they shook off. And you'll see a distorted looking head pop out, almost like they're gasping for air. And you can hear screaming. It's a muffled type of screaming, so it's not clear whether it's male or female. But as this is struggling, the camera pans over, and you see that there is this one bird with very long claws, clawed, perched on something, and they seem to be eating at this eyeball, this disembodied eyeball, and then the vision goes off.
Well, it makes sense because birds are definitely scavengers for the most part, but I don't know what this has to do with Tori's missing friends or sister. Definitely some information, and I'll let Black Powder know what I saw.
I mean, maybe we need all of them before we can put it together or something. I don't know. Should we go check another door?
Yeah, do we bring the doll with us?
We left the other one, didn't we?
We did.
Let's go ahead and bring it with, and then maybe double back to go get the other one when we're on our way up that way.
Perfect, you can hold it.
I'll just take it and stick it in a pocket.
Sure, you can hold. That's fine, perfectly fine. I mean, it's a little dirty, but it's not gonna do anything other than dirty up whatever it is you're carrying. So yeah, you make your way out the door, and I think, are you just gonna continue down the hallway again, just searching?
Yeah.
So you'll get to the point where you all made a turn, if you remember, and when you make the turn, the hallway now has some windows. It's like a big hallway that has some windows. And I would like for both of you to make perception checks. You got it exactly? Okay. And then, okay. And Sam failed. Okay. So, you're gonna walk down this hallway for a little bit. And after you've gone several yards, off the corner of your eye, Black Powder, you see a black feather falling from above you. Black feather just kind of falls from above you.
Remembering what Sam had told me he saw, I'm gonna take Sam, push him behind me, and I'm gonna kind of look up to where the feather fell from.
You're gonna look up, and you will see a black bird perched on what appears to be a bust. There's a bust of some random figure, and the bird is just eyeing you right now.
I'm gonna keep Sam close. Just keep an eye up on the ceiling, all right? And then I'm just gonna keep walking, but with the baseball bat in hand.
When you keep walking, the bird's head's just gonna just follow you. And you're just gonna keep going. Yeah, you're just gonna keep walking, and then as you keep walking, you notice that there are more birds that are perched up in several other busts. In fact, there's several of them, a whole group of them, just all perched in the hallway in front of you. And they're all eyeing you. Every single one of them are facing your direction.
Hey, Black Powder, how did you lose your eye originally when you're original?
An explosion, I believe. Bit of shrapnel hit me.
Fine then.
Yeah, you should be alright. It's just birds.
Yeah,
Not exactly sturdy.
I was just thinking statistics.
Alright.
Okay. Are you just gonna keep going?
I'm reckless, yeah.
All right, you're gonna keep going. The nerd's gonna keep going. By this point, you've reached a point where there's a whole bunch of birds behind you. There's a whole bunch of birds in front of you. Yeah, Resident Evil 2.
Well, my first thought was the birds.
Yeah, birds.
Alfred
Yep.
Hitchcock.
Yes, exactly.
You're gonna keep going down this hallway. You're gonna keep going down this hallway, and then the glass breaks behind you. Yes, very Resident Evil 2. The glass breaks behind you, and there's this huge swarm. I'm calling it swarm of birds flying in from the windows behind you, and they are beelining like a swarm of bees towards you and Sam at very fast speed. Very menacingly, I should say. What do you do?
I'm gonna bust out running.
Okay, you're gonna bust
I'm
out
gonna
running.
hold.
You're gonna hold it.
I got a question. I know jocks are generally dumb and I have a -2 to my IQ right now.
Correct.
But even then, I still am pretty smart. Is that okay? Because my IQ's
okay.
a 12.
It's okay.
All right.
So you're holding it.
I know what birds do. I know how to protect against them. I'm gonna take Sam, hold him close to me, and duck and cover both our faces, so they can't get at our eyes or mouth or nose or ears.
That's a very
And like
good.
pull my jacket up because Armin jackets are thick, and just kind of like keep Sam covered.
I think I'm gonna require you to make an IQ roll.
Okay.
And remember, you still have the penalty.
Yes.
But as long as you succeed, then it's fine. Okay. I think you just wait. Is that with a minus? But it's a -2 penalty.
Yeah, -2 penalty, but I can use luck. I still have not used that yet.
You could use luck. Yes.
Yeah, I'll use luck. Yeah. I'm good.
Okay. Black powder. In this world, your luck is bad luck.
Oh shit.
So,
Okay.
I, as the GM, can
Wow.
decide once every hour in game, including now, that you roll 3 rolls and whatever is the lowest roll, that's what you get. So
Okay.
you are not smart enough with your bad luck roll to figure that out. So unfortunately, that doesn't happen. Unfortunately.
All right.
Do you still want to hold on to him is my
No,
question.
if I can't remember them, yeah, I'm just gonna still hold on to Sam so we don't get separated and just run.
Okay.
Just don't want to get
I was waiting
separated.
for you. I was waiting for you specifically to use your luck.
I
Sorry.
figured you would.
So, you're gonna book it. I will need you all to roll your dex rolls. And again, because these birds are really fast, you will get a -2 penalty. Only -2 penalty to your dex rolls. Okay.
I'm bad.
Black powder, not so good. Not so good.
Me neither.
At least I
That's
didn't
the
auto
best-
fail it because of my leg.
Okay, but so you're fast. You know what they say about running from a bear. You don't have to be the fastest one. You just have to not be the slowest one. So unfortunately, surprisingly, the jock is slower than the nerd. Surprisingly, the birds start to surround you. Black powder, so much so that they actually manage to make you fall over to the ground, and they're going to start to swarm you. This'll put a tick mark, please. Put a tick mark somewhere, just so I can keep track of it. What does either black powder or Sam do at this point? I think that because of all the claws and some of the pecking that was already happening. You don't have any armor. Remember, you don't have any armor. So just from that, actually, you will take 2 points of damage without any armor. So 2 points of damage to the jock.
I am definitely going to start yelling out for help and take my jacket off and and try to, you know, I can't leave black powder, so I'm going to go and try to use my jacket to, you know, swing at them and get them off of the black powder. I'm not going to leave them.
Go ahead and
Sure.
roll. Yeah, I guess that would be what would that be? That'd also be a dex to try to get them off of you. Like,
Would be dex, strength.
you could try strength too if that's stronger. You have to pick one.
Definitely not stronger.
Okay, so you're gonna be able to get enough of them off of black powder so that they can at least take another action to try to free themselves. The birds are still, there's just so many of them that they're still like enveloping black powder. So black powder, you have another chance to try to do something at the moment.
Yeah, my big thing. I'm gonna try and get up and just keep running if I can. Grab Sam.
Alright.
If I can.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a strength roll to force yourself up.
If I can do. Yeah, I'm good.
Good. You will force yourself up and you will try to run while the birds are still pecking at you. They still will continue to do damage.
So glad I upped my health in a recent level up.
Yeah. You'll take 2 more points of damage from that directly. 2 more points. And then Sam, at this point, Sam, what do you do? Now that black powder's up.
Yeah, I'll just run along. After getting some of the birds off enough and yelling, get up and run, I'll just continue to run as well. I want to stay as close to Reggie as possible, and get the both of us out of that swarm.
Okay. You are going to make your way. You're going to make your way, trying to get out of the swarm. The hallway turns over to the left again, and then when the hallway turns over to the left, you are going to see that there is it actually splits. Sorry, it splits in 2 different directions. One direction looks a lot longer, and there's just, you can see that there in the shadows there's more birds, even more birds in that direction. The other side looks slightly shorter, and by slightly shorter I mean you actually kind of see a light at the end of the hallway, a light end of the tunnel, but all of the walls are lined with barbed wire. What do you do? You also don't have to go down the same hallway, just saying. You don't have to go down the same hallway if you don't want to.
We both know what both predictions were.
No, I don't know about the barbed wire. I have to go. Yeah, I have to go down.
You're not going down the barbed wire path. Alright.
Alright,
So
let's go by birds.
you're gonna go, okay.
No, I want to go to the light.
You are going to the barbed wire.
Yeah, they
Okay.
didn't tell me about the barbed wire.
Oh, they did?
Oh, we didn't.
No.
No, I'm gonna.
Light.
If I can.
Oh, all he
if
told you was
runs-
the glasses.
Yeah, if he runs, because I'm gonna try and hold him. Because I know about that.
Okay, go ahead. You're gonna hold
I'm gonna
him.
try and drag him with me. Like, trust me, you don't want to go that way.
I'm gonna say you can't go to the birds. You can't go to the birds.
I can handle a lot more than you can, lad. If you go that way, you're gonna die.
I'll turn and go to the birds.
During that time, Black Powder took another 2 points of damage. And I'm gonna also say that Sam, because the birds are now swarming over you too, you take another 1d points of damage, which is 2 points. So both of you are taking damage now. Okay, so you're not going to go down the barbed wire path. You're gonna go down the bird path. Sweet. So, yeah, you're gonna risk it to take the bird path. More of the birds are gonna come swarming. I'm going to have to ask both Sam and Black Powder to roll strength or dex rolls. This is going to be, because there's so many birds, this is now going to be with a -4 penalty. Okay.
No, I'm not. Even with my plus 2.
Okay.
Even with my plus 2, I failed.
Joe, okay, Sam's fine. So, Sam, you're able to shoo the birds away. Black powder. One of the birds goes smack into your face, and you can feel the horrifyingly painful feeling of a bird pecking into your eye. The one that was good, not the eye that was bad, but the one that was good, that gets pecked out. And you will lose an additional 5 points of damage from that as it starts pecking into your eye. 5 points of damage.
Hold on. I gotta do math. Because isn't there a thing once you reach a certain level below your max of health? Because I'm basically at 1/3 health right now. That last one did a lot.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah.
At least he's used to losing an eye.
You could also, there's shock that you can suffer, so if injury causes a loss of HP, also causes shock. The penalty to Dex, IQ, and skills based on those attributes on your next turn only. So it's like a short effect.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to say, Black Powder, roll me a health roll. No penalties. Just roll a health.
I succeed.
Okay, so you succeed. So that's good. So you will finally manage to reach the end of the hallway that has a door that you can open and shut behind you if you want.
Yeah.
So you will go rush through, open the door, shut it behind you, and the birds, there might be some birds left, but there's few of them, so you can just kind of shoo them away and they'll fly off. And I'm going to say that because you succeeded in your health check, the bird was not able to pluck your eye out, so your eye is still there, but it is pretty badly damaged and will probably need to be looked at in order for you to regain proper sight of your eye. But for the time being, whenever you're going to make perception spot rolls, you're going to always be at a disadvantage. You'll always get the lesser of the two rolls.
Because I wanted to ask, do you want me to just put back on all the stuff I had from my normal stats with missing an eye until it gets looked at?
What is the stats for that?
I have a pretty big penalty to perception seeing checks.
If it makes it easier that way, then yeah.
Yeah, because I already have it written down. And I have a -1 to dex in combat.
Okay.
Ranged attacks
Sure.
are bad, stuff like that.
Then let's do that if it's easier. If it's already on your character sheet, so you can just set it that way.
Okay.
Okay. But it's still very painful. Very painful.
Are you okay?
That wasn't pleasant to go through again.
I told you. Birds. I told you. We should have gone the other way.
Trust me, I think you would have been worse off, lad. Do you have a rag or something?
I'll definitely hand my handkerchief over. And while I'm doing it, I'll just kind of chuckle a little bit and say, it's kind of funny that they weren't chickens because, believe it or not, medieval medical practitioners actually believed that chickens could absorb illnesses. So they would often rub birds all over the bodies of people who were damaged or diseased in an attempt to rid them of any of their sicknesses.
Well, I mean, you're partially right about that one.
Yeah.
Coming from medieval times.
And if anyone would be like, oh yeah, actually that kind of works.
It's partially true, but it has more to do with the eggs and the bird itself. I'll talk to you about it later. Yeah, I'll use the rag and basically kind of create a makeshift eye patch sort of thing just to stop the bleeding.
Well, I hope that Tori and Veed have a little bit better luck than we have so far.
Hope so, and I hope Frankie and Star are okay.
Well, if I know Frankie, he will be. Same with Star.
I'm a little less certain given how they were acting.
Maybe. We'll see.
Let's take a breather and then continue on.
Meanwhile, we have Veed and Tori. So you were all continuing down the hallway. Veed, seemingly to try to break the tension, try to lighten the mood a little bit, he actually asks, "So, Tori, if you don't mind me asking, about your sister, Carmen, what is it about her that, what is it about her that you miss the most? You'd sound, from how the way that you describe her sometimes, it seems like you two are total opposites, so how do you get along?"
That's a good question. We just, no matter what, we always had each other's backs. And that's something I always really appreciate about Carmen, is no matter how different we were, we supported each other. And she, despite all of my quirks, I guess you could say, she never seemed to shy away from that. She always goes out of her way to make someone feel included, feel special.
We're in your world, so I think that means we're supposed to find her, so far we were able to help. You were able to help me in my world, and we were able to help Frankie in his world, and Star in their world, so if the trend is going, then we should be able to find her, I would think.
I hope so. That would seem to be the case with how this trend is going, but I'm scared that we won't be able to find her. It'll be too late. Maybe she's dead.
Oh no, don't think that. Don't think that. Maybe I should change the subject again. He looks very uncomfortable. So about this place, what exactly do you know about this cabin or this place?
So, from my understanding, there was like a camp, right? And there started to be these weird disappearances. Sorry, I'm also just trying to remember. It's been a while. If you could refresh my memory a little.
They talked about how there were disappearances, and then they had to close it down.
Yes.
And some people started having these accidents that got progressively more and more serious. And then during the search party, like, people were also disappearing. Some of the cops started disappearing that were helping with the search party, and they said that as they're looking through the woods and stuff, they would hear this some sort of mechanical thing in the distance that was ominous. So yeah. I don't know if you also say all that stuff.
Yeah, she'll relay that information. And when we heard this story, some of the group that I came with wanted to turn back and call it a day, but I felt compelled to come here and see if I could figure out what happened to all these missing people. And maybe there was some sort of connection between this and Carmen going missing. I know it's a long shot, but I figured I had to give it a try.
Well, if you do find Carmen, when we find Carmen, what's the first thing you're gonna do?
Apologize. Well, first give her the biggest hug, and then just apologize for bringing her to that manor and putting her through all of this horror.
Wait, you think apologize to her, so you think that was your fault that she went missing?
I can't help but blame myself. She's like thinking about telling Bede, but she's not sure. My sister and I, we watched this YouTube video together that was a little unnerving for her. I found it really interesting, but apparently it cast some sort of curse on my sister. I'm not quite sure, but I got this really bad nightmare that night, and I saw her in this dark cloak, and she told me to go to that manor in 10 days or she would die.
So maybe it was some sort of a trick? Or a trap?
Maybe. Because of course I want to save my sister, so we went there, and I ran into this old lady. I don't know if she's alive or a spirit or a ghost or whatever, but she told me that I would be able to save my sister, and I did what she asked me to do. I stuck a pin in my doll here, right in the heart, and it's like Carmen never existed.
Wow, that's so creepy. He looks like he's about to say something when, at that moment, you start hearing the sound of a music box again.
Do you hear that, Bede?
I was about to ask you the same thing. Yes. It looks like it's coming from that room, he says, pointing to the right.
Let's go in.
Okay. So you go into that room, and again, the doors creaks open, and this room is pretty empty again, but there actually appear to be 2 dolls in it. So one doll, it looks like their face is completely been worn away. Like some kid or whatever was playing with it much too roughly, and so their face is completely deformed in some sort of way. And then for the other one, it looks like they're strands of, you're not sure if it's weed grass or some sort of grass looking thing that are coming out of its eye sockets and ear sockets. I just posted in Athenaeum what it looks like, the second doll looks like. From their eye sockets and ear sockets, some of the grassy looking thing is coming from the mouth. So yeah.
Oh my god, look at these dolls.
I see them. My reaction is very different from yours, though.
Bede, let's go play with them.
Play with them? But how about... What about looking for the others?
I'm sure they're fine. Let's grab them. Come on.
He's still, not sure about this. Are you just gonna go up and grab them both?
Yeah. Well, if you won't do it, I will.
Okay. Which one do you happen to pick up first? I'm just curious.
Probably the one with the, grass growing out of its eyes.
So, you grab it, you'll have a vision. And, again, it's very blurry, so you can't see full-on facial features to recognize who it is. But you can hear, though, the sounds of somebody, they have a hairball, they're choking, or they have a hairball, or whatever, but they're just having some suffocation problems. And you can see their mouth, like coming out of their mouth, it looks like this grassy looking weeds or hay, or you're not really sure, but it's just coming out of their mouth all of a sudden, and you can tell that they're trying to breathe but they can't, and you're starting to again see the same material coming out of through the ears and coming through the eye sockets a little bit. Their eyes are still there, but you can just see like it coming out, and then that vision ends. That's that vision. Do you pick up the second one after that?
Oh yeah.
All right, you'll pick up the second one, and it's coming from the. This is actually more of a first-person perspective, which is very different from the other ones. So from a first-person perspective, you're in a very dark-looking space, room, could be a cave, who knows? And there is this hulkingly large, muscular-looking figure over you, whoever you are, like in first person, and they're like sort of like with one arm, just one arm, like holding you down, and you're trying really hard to fight this person off of you, but they're just like have you planted, and you can distinctly hear this sound, this whirring sound of something, and at first you thought it might be a chainsaw, but then you see this appliance come into view and you realize it's not a chainsaw, it's actually a weed whacker. So there's this weed whacker, and it's like coming towards you. This person is like forcing it into your face, and as it starts to go into your face, you hear the sounds of screaming, and you can hear the sounds of flesh and bone and sinew being shredded. You see like blood flying off all over the place before the vision stops.
Whoa. And
Did you see something again this time?
Yeah.
What did you see?
Are you sure you want to know?
Do you think I should know?
You won't run away if I tell you, right?
I mean, just by you telling me, I don't know if that would necessarily make me run away. As long as it has nothing to do with burning. Was there any fire? That's all I need to know.
No fire.
Okay, good.
You're in luck.
Okay, good.
So at this point, she'll relay both of the visions she saw to him, and then gauge his reaction.
That does not sound kosher to me. I would like for Tori to roll a perception hearing roll, please, at that moment.
Oop, no.
Nope. Okay. So let me roll and see if Veed hears anything. Veed, his ears perk up and he says, "Do you hear that?"
No, what do you hear?
It sounds like somebody's... It sounds like footsteps. One pair, I can distinctly... It's one pair of footsteps. But they're walking really slowly, coming in this direction, very slowly.
Into this room?
Not into this, well, from the hallway, it's sounding like somebody's coming from the hallway into this room. Possibly.
We should go check it out.
Are you sure? Well, I guess it could be the others.
It could be. And if it's anything bad, at least my magic seems to work. Maybe your cards work. We could test it out.
We could give it a try, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Alright, I'm following you then.
Okay. So she'll lead the way.
She'll lead the way, And as you are starting to lead the way, as you get closer, you do start hearing the sound of footsteps. But in addition to the footsteps, you hear the sound of scraping, like someone's dragging something across the floor. Do you continue on?
Yes, of course.
All right. You'll continue on, and you'll turn a corner in the hallway, and you will see from the other end of the hallway as you turn, there is this figure, a silhouette of a figure, shadowy, moving towards your direction slowly, and they're dragging some sort of a tool, appliance looking thing across the ground, and it's making this echoing, deafening noise. Based on the silhouette, it's not one of your other friends, but they look very massive and very muscular. Think Resident Evil Nemesis or Mr. X. Like, pretty much think Mr. X or Resident Evil Nemesis.
Okay.
Moving towards you. You can't see their facial features. They haven't started running towards you. They're just slowly stepping towards your direction in the hallway.
Okay, so...
Okay, I don't like that. I don't like that, Pete says. That's not more friends.
It is not one of our friends. But maybe I can cast a spell. And...
Okay. Do that.
Out of character, would I know if this is like an undead creature or like...
Roll an occult.
Sure.
Ooh, I love that picture, Frankie. I love that picture.
Oh, I didn't pass.
Okay. You can't tell.
Okay.
You can't tell. You don't know.
So I guess she'll try control him, thinking that she doesn't know if maybe it's a living creature. So she'll try to control his limbs first. Okay, that passes.
Does that succeed? Okay.
Yes.
It passes. So you're going to attempt to, as in like making them stop in their tracks?
Yeah, I'm trying to control, like, probably, it's just one limb, so, like, maybe stop one of his legs from moving.
All right. You are going to attempt to cast a spell. You believe the spell succeeded. Whoever the figure is stops walking towards you, like all of a sudden stops approaching, just stays there. And he just remains silent in that side of the room, not moving. And there is like dead silence in the hallway. What do you do next? Feed says, "Did it work?"
It seems to have worked. He's not moving.
What do we do now?
Maybe I can talk to him. So she has medium as a skill. And I guess the way that, like, she can perceive and communicate with spirits. I don't know if it is a spirit, but she can try to talk to this creature.
Okay. So do you have to roll for that?
No.
Okay. So what do you say if you try to use your medium?
She'll just say, "Hey, we mean no harm. Have you seen our friends?"
As soon as you do that, he turns on the weed whacker, and then he puts it up in his hand, and then boom, he just books it towards you. He just starts running towards you, doesn't answer, just runs down the hallway towards you. You have a few seconds to react. What do you do?
Okay, so she has another spell, control zombie.
Yeah. Go
because
ahead.
it could be an undead creature since he didn't respond to her, so she's going to try to cast that spell.
Okay, try to cast a spell.
Okay. That
Does it
succeeds.
succeed?
Yes.
All right, it succeeds, and unfortunately, it doesn't seem to work. He is closing the gap. You have exactly 1 round to do one more thing before he reaches you. Reaches within, like, grabbing distance of you. Veed books it. Veed, like, runs. He just says, but he runs and says, "Run!" telling you to run as he runs the other direction. But you can do whatever you want.
At this point, she'll probably run.
Okay, you will probably run. Roll me a dex.
Yeah.
Roll me a dex.
Not her best. Nope.
Okay. So, you fail, but not by a lot. You don't fail by a lot. So you're going to try to book it. He's catching up to you, and his feet are heavy, like against the ground. You can hear it again echoing through the hallway as you're running. And he's got this weed whacker in front of him. He managed to just catch like the flesh of your neck with the weed whacker. So you are going to take just 1 point of damage. So he just barely nicks you with 1 points of damage. I'm gonna let you roll another dex roll to try to get away from him.
Okay.
At this point.
Yeah. Okay. That succeeds.
Okay. So you're gonna be able to get some distance out from you. You'll be able to at the end of this hallway appears to be another door that Veed swung open for you. So you can run through the door if you'd like. What do you do once you yourself go through the door?
She'll probably slam the door shut and look for something to like
barricade it.
Yeah, barricade it.
Yeah, you'll slam the door shut. Veed's already like trying to push. Like this seems to be some sort of like office looking thing. So maybe like a camp counselor's office. So there's like desks and filing cabinets and chairs. So Veed's like saying, "Help me with this," as he's like trying to push a filing cabinet in front of the door.
Yeah, she'll
that was right by the door.
Immediately go to help him.
Roll a strength to assist.
This is my worst trait.
I'm gonna roll a strength. Okay. Not okay. Veed fortunately rolled very badly. Unfortunately rolled very badly as well. And so you will be able to push the filing cabinet in front of the door, but you won't be able to situate it well enough that the door remains shut. So the door opens up a crack, and you can see the guy's hand like coming out to try to grab one of you. He will be able to grab, since you failed worse than Veed, he will grab a hold of Tori by the arm, and I'll give you a chance to try to either dex or strength away from the creature. Now this is the thing that's following you this whole time. So -6 penalty, unfortunately, to get away from his grasp.
No.
Yeah, I know. This guy's bad news. You do not want to be caught by this person.
Yeah, I don't.
12. All right, he is able to grab a hold of you. Veed is going to try to use his cards. Trap card! He throws it to the ground. Nothing happened!
Oh my god.
Nothing's happening! My mojo's gone!
You're so screwed.
Thinking on my feet, she hasn't used her flavor senshi balls, so maybe she could give that a shot. I don't know.
You can give that a shot. Yeah. Take out your flavor senshi balls.
Yes.
Because he is going to start opening the door, and you can still hear the weed whacker getting louder and louder. Okay.
So, yeah, with her free arm, it's bitter flavor power up.
Yeah, you will use your bitter flavor power up, and it works. Your flavor ball works. You start to transform into bitter, and you look, if possible, even more goth in this world. So you have bitter flavor power. But just as the door bursts open and this guy still has you by the arm currently though, with the weed whacker, and he's going to try to attack you with this weed whacker into your flesh. But you have a chance to do something. What do you want to do?
Well, she only has that special move to spill coffee on him,
one?
right? So she'll do that.
Yeah. You will spill coffee on him now. So there's good news and bad news. The bad news is the coffee itself, like the burning sensation of the coffee, doesn't seem to affect him. But the coffee pours over the weed whacker and it starts to like it seems to be a little waterlogged. And so since it's waterlogged, the creature looks towards it, lets go of your arm, and starts like hitting it, like banging it to try to get it to work again. But it's just not working. And so Bede is like, now's our chance. We gotta go now. Let's run.
Yeah.
Because even though his weed whacker is not working right now, he's still really strong, and he probably could like break you in half.
Yeah, she'll run away with Bede.
So you all are just gonna make a run for it, and you're just gonna book it. You'll cut through the room, and then you'll end up. So you'll have two choices. There is on the left. It looks like it looks like a bathroom looking thing, and on the right it looks like a like filing room looking thing. So do you want to go to the bathroom or do you want to go to the filing area? The filing area is considerably larger than the bathroom, if that makes sense. But the bathroom seems to have a very small window. It's very, very small though.
Would they be able to fit through the window?
Yeah, but going through it will not be fast. So
okay.
Tight, small bathroom.
I'll
much larger.
Go with the filing room.
Okay, you're going into the filing room. And you go into the filing room, but because everything is happening so fast, you don't notice that Bede, until the last minute, went to the bathroom. So you split.
Oh no.
And now you are in the filing room, and you can hear that based on the footsteps that he's coming in that direction. What do you do? So let me describe the filing room. There is like a whole bunch of shelves. There's like a whole like rows and rows of shelves. So plenty of places that you could hide. And there's also like a closet in one side of the filing area. Think rows and rows of shelves with a whole bunch of random files, and then a closet in one end. But there's like no windows or any other way out.
Oh man, this is stressful. Given that she's alone too, her fear of, being alone is probably kicking in a little bit.
So you're going to have some penalties in some of your rolls now.
Yeah. Yeah. Not thinking straight. I mean, she'll probably just try to hide in the closet and...
You're going to hide in the closet. Okay.
Yeah.
So, first of all, before I forget, I want you to give me a tick mark. Put a tick mark next to yourself.
Will do.
And then, do you roll me a stealth? Just I want to see how well you hide in the closet. Don't take the alone penalty this moment, but from now on you're gonna get a -2 penalty to all your rolls. Since you're alone.
She is failing like crazy.
All right. So you're in the closet. You're hearing noises, shuffling. You'll hear the sound of a shelf toppling over, and not like slowly, like this shelf is being toppled over, and then another shelf is being toppled over, and you can hear files and boxes and things falling on the ground. You can also hear more sounds of banging and the weed whacker trying to work, but it's still not working. At this point, you have 30 seconds left. I'm just going to say roughly 30 seconds left of your bitter flavor power. So you're still in your transformed version right now. And then I'm going to say that as you're trying to find a place to cover yourself up or something, maybe there was a mop of some sort that fell and it clangs to the ground, and then all of the noise that was happening in the other room suddenly stops when the mop fell.